So sake pairings has been quite popular lately, since the beginning of this year. Yes. French fine dining is sake, yeah. I mean, the younger cooks need to be a bit more disciplined and give a bit more respect to the elders. There's nothing wrong to fail. I don't know why people are so afraid to fail, especially the young one. The more you fail, the better you become.
Exactly. So Darren, what trend are you noticing, regarding food and wine pairing?
Oh, okay. We actually set up a new trend to find new discoveries in sake. So currently, right now, this is our pursuant lah. So sake pairings has been quite popular lately, since the beginning of this year.
Alright.
And interesting enough, it's been quite nicely accepted lah. So not so much as the wines, but also looking at other avenues of different kind of alcohol. It kind of makes the pairing more interesting.
Fine dining with sake.
Yes. French fine dining with sake, yeah. So always people related sake pairing to Japanese food. But there is, when you look at the real high level fine sakes, especially the Junmai Daijinjos, it really showcases absolute refinement when it comes to this kind of alcohol, which is obviously made from rice. So a different characteristic, but the ethos and the principle is almost similar to gastronomy.
Alright.
So, but that's one thing. But of course, most importantly, we're always trying to look for different avenues of nice pairings. We have ventured out into interesting pairings of from different countries now, rather than compared to a more safe pairing where we are trying to create classic pairings of white wines go with white fish and so forth. We are trying to look for different avenues. Like for example, we're looking for more oxidative wines that have nice different characteristic of oxidative wines with foie gras, for example.
Okay.
We are looking at probably some sweetish wines, some wines from Alsace, some wines, from Spain, white wines from Spain, have different grape varieties. We'll come up with a different, interesting pairing, that obviously correlates with the progressive way of cooking our dishes.
Alright, cool. So what would be the next big thing in F&B world?
Currently, right now, people are very caring about the environment. I think this is more or less correlated to the pandemic situation. And why? Because people care more for the environment now. This one thing we realize. And of course, it's been ongoing so far, but you will see people controlling the red meat intake. There will be a lot of plant-based items coming onto menus. People are abstaining from eating very heavy foods now. So in terms of food trends, dishes and food will be a lot more lighter and a lot more simpler in mind. Henceforth also, we also tend to try not to overwork the dishes further much. We are just more or less keeping things very simple, very direct, very fresh flavor, but still the flavor profile is there. The sourcing of ingredients is still there. For our side, we tend not to overwork the dish or try not to be overly pretentious with our dishes. We tend to keep things even more simpler now than ever before. And really focusing on the skill and the provenance of the ingredient and also the combination of flavors.
Cool. So it's heading towards simplicity.
Yeah, it's heading towards simplicity. That's from us lah, but obviously people are more conscious with health now, and people want to make their bodies more stronger, a little bit more sustainable to the virus, So obviously that affects their dietary lah. So people really control what they're eating now, and they really want to do their part to help out the environment. So these are, as of right now, the current, the next current food trends.
Yep. Darren, how frequent you change your menu?
We tend to look at the ingredients. So the ingredients...
You don't have fixed time frame to change the menu?
No, not really. Really. We do the best we can, but we need time to do a lot of R&D. We need time to let the ingredients speak for itself. So even right now also, I learned something new during the MCO period, that something that we had before, but I learned it through mistake actually. And came out a very nice product. You can taste it later.
Sure.
It's actually a buri fish, or this yellowtail kingfish. I wrapped it in a very special piece of paper, and I wrapped it overnight. So I've been testing it for even the last 3 or 4 days or so, and get a very interesting result out of it. So this special paper kind of absorbs out all that fishy smell from the fish, and leaves only a fresh taste in the fish. Kind of like ages it in the process. So you get really soft, very melting texture.
You mean this piece of what? Is it a plastic or what?
It's a piece of plastic paper, but
and it will absorb.
It will absorb all the impurities of the fish, the bad things of the fish. Only leave very nice, fresh tasting.
And then where do you get this thing?
It's from Japan. The paper from Japan.
Oh, right.
Then we dress just a little bit of the caviar.
Sure.
This is Iranian caviar. So this will pair quite nicely with sake. Some very nice clean Junmai Daijinju sake. Fresh wasabi. So I just drizzle a little bit of my dressing here. This is our secret chef sauce . It's something that belongs to the restaurant, so we have a little bit of that left. And I just put a small little dressage of that.
Yeah. But the experience now, it makes me feel like I'm sitting in front of a sushi bar.
Yeah, to a certain extent, but then this is our style so far.
Whenever you change your menu, Darren, where do you get the creativity from? I mean, it's like
my taste. I have to taste the food. I mean, obviously I've tasted it before, so that's why I know it works. And we're looking for balance, and we're looking for roundness, and then we're looking at obviously the wow factor. But the wow factor to me is that we're trying to see whether this reflects my style or not.
Okay.
And we're constantly trying to chase that moment, of trying to reach to that perfect moment, that this is the style that I would like to advocate. And this is the dish that we want to take forward for the next one.
All right.
So sometimes there are certain things got certain touches to things. So we want to try and maintain and still, how would say, leave that identity still as so-called signature of mine.
All right.
So things are
most of the time, okay, the idea just come easily, without any.
Yeah, naturally to me. Maybe I'm quite gifted in that sense.
Okay.
Okay, so this is buri or yellowtail sashimi, or yellowtail kingfish sashimi with Iranian caviar, fresh wasabi, and a very light ponzu sauce with roasted shishito peppers.
Oh, looks delicious.
Simple and very tasty.
So Darren, okay, what's your advice for young chef, whoever want to actually join F&B line?
Oh, patience
Patience.
Yeah, you need the patience and the calmness to be better . I think it's very important also. People need, the younger cooks need to be a bit more disciplined and have a bit more better manners.
Totally agree.
Give a bit more respect to the elders, to the seniors, not elders, but to seniors.
All right.
Be kind, be courteous. Things that I was things that I was grew up with. Those principles are so important now than ever. I think along the way with social media and YouTube and influences from those aspects, we have the tendency to lose track about our own culture.
True.
And these things resonate through our cooking, you know, and how we want to learn from that. And of course, most importantly, so every day is always a learning day. You treat the mistake as a learning curve for you or for the young ones. Because I find that the young ones don't want to accept mistakes. They treat mistakes as a taboo, like something like something they cannot accept to themselves.
Why?
I don't know, maybe they...
I mean, is it because of their ego or what?
I don't think it's about ego. I don't think they even understand what ego means. I think this is something to do with their personality. And it's something which we cannot control. We are not their parents. We don't know what kind of upbringing they grew up in. So, but what I've seen so far is that younger chefs or the younger generation need to advocate good manners and all what I just said before. And I find that it's a little bit lost right now.
And in your own business, okay, I'm sure you have experienced a lot of these so-called newbies,
okay,
the young one, okay, that exactly like what you shared just now, the kind of like attitude.
It's okay to fail.
Mindsets.
There's nothing wrong to fail. I don't know why people are so afraid to fail, especially the young one. The more you fail, the better you become.
Exactly.
So without
they just got to get the kind of like thinking.
You cannot always be perfect all the time.
True.
You know, as I said, you know, when we're interviewing earlier on, it's things like that that make you a better person, that build you to a better person. And eventually your audience will agree with you, and then they will follow you because of these things. These are very good attributes to have. So if you constantly want to be that perfectionist and to be doing whatever you think is the right thing to do, how are you going to learn? You know, no matter how good the cook is, no way that the food is going to taste better. There's no way.
True.
The only way that the food will taste better is if you find your true calling. This one thing I've learned so far through myself. You know, that somehow or other you feel that your food tastes better now. Why? Because you have come full circle and you continue to learn, and you continue to push yourself, you continue to... But most importantly, you feed yourself and you feed your own satisfaction. If you're not able to feed your own satisfaction, you will not ever be satisfied whatever you do.
Agree.
And then you always have the tendency to blame everything else but yourself. And sometimes we just have to look at ourselves and actually we say...
It's the most dangerous thing.
That, you know, we are the ones that actually destroy our own selves. Sometimes if you look very deep.
It's not other people.
No. I never think... No, leave that to their thoughts. We don't need to think about what they think of us. It's important about what we think about ourselves and how we can be kinder to other people. I think correlated wise, in terms of, it's the right thing to do and the right thing to become that person. This one thing I would like to advise the younger people. Hopefully they will understand it eventually.
Cool. Thank you very much, Darren.
Okay.
Thanks for your time.
No problem, no problem. Pleasure.
Sure. Darren, thanks for spending time, to share your experience.
Okay.
And it's great to see your new facility, the Darren Chin DC 3.0.
Yeah.
Okay, and I look forward. Okay, as long as the MCO is lifted, okay, I look forward to come and give a try.
Yes, I hope so too.
And feel free again to join Darren Chin IG Instagram channel. Okay, to actually explore more food experience from Darren Chin. Okay, and remember to actually join my channel, Derric Chiu, okay, in YouTube, Facebook, and also Instagram. Come, Darren.
Cheers.
Thanks for everything, man.
Cheers.
Thank you. Yeah.
Ngân lịch 其實每一日 都有㗎。你睇auntie啊煮嘢啊，幾多有壓力㗎嘛？喺廚房煮嘢都壓力啊嘛。有時想煮到又屋企人又講鹹啲，又講淡啲，幾多有壓力㗎嘛？唔係單單你企業家先有壓力。
好似我識唱張學友嘅歌，從你有個最你的邂逅。哇，大佬，你咁樣嚟要出事喎，你嘅力水用錯咗喎。
I got one fashion designer clothing line. He went for a nose job, destroyed, gone, scar. It was done by a dentist.